Alright, hello everyone. This is Cap Maceda Aguila, Editor-in-Chief of Zigwheels Philippines, and please join me for another reaction video. And this time we're gonna look at the 911, or the Porsche 911 GT3. Let's get right to it. The tension builds. And it launches right away onto the track. And let me just say it at the outset. I mean, this car is definitely bred for the track. But Porsche doesn't want you to forget that you can drive this little baby on everyday streets as well. It's basically a street legal track weapon. Right there you see the double wishbone suspension front axle. This is the first time that Porsche is equipping one of its production vehicles with that. This is straight from its motorsports experience, particularly in the Le Mans winning 911 RSR. And the benefits of this are higher camber rigidity and some other stuff. And Porsche says it also relieves the shock absorbers of disruptive transverse forces. And the GT3 gets agile turn-in characteristics and predictability because of this innovation as well. Another highlight about this vehicle is the fact that if you take a look at its rear spoiler, and highlighted right there, it sports a curious looking swan neck mounting. It actually allows more air to flow freely under the rear wing. And Porsche says it generates 4 times more downforce than the predecessor. So that's good news. It gets 21-inch wheels or alloys at the front and 22 at the back. Also gets a dual-tip exhaust system, very sporty looking, and it's back to the garage. And it allows us, well, this will allow us more time to talk about it right now. The GT3 has also, if you noticed, not a curious looking, but a nice looking light bar at the rear end. Then you should notice that also appears in some other models as well. And if even go a step further and you take a look at some Audi models also have that rear strip. And I know that some other brands also, a China one in particular, is also adopting that sort of feature. And I like it. And at the very least, it gives you added visibility when you're driving at night. So there, I like it. As for the rest, well, the GT3 is definitely an upgrade, even if it doesn't look at it at first glance, because of course it's a 911. I think that's the most important thing for Porsche engineers and designers, to stay true to that look of the 911. And definitely the GT3 ticks all those boxes. The look, the shape, but don't let fool you as well, because despite all of the technologies, and you can read about this online, despite all the technologies, all the added horsepower, all the added torque, all the changes in the GT3, it basically weighs as much as its predecessor. And Porsche officials say that's because also of judicious use of materials such as carbon fiber. They made use of lighter glass for the vehicle and innovations like that. So definitely the GT3, I can't wait to get myself behind the wheel of one of these, and it's just so beautiful. And I'm sure that the driving will be insane as well. But then again, the naturally aspirated future, if you will put it like that, for Porsche, I don't know how it will look like in days ahead. Of course, there are emission standards to be met, and these emission standards are gradually pushing out naturally aspirated engines out of the picture in many brands. But of course, if you're a purist, the GT3 is one vehicle that would probably benefit or would stay true to its legacy if it keeps that naturally aspirated engine. Having said that, I had an opportunity to ask a question during the press conference of the global launch of this, which was done online. And I'm happy to report that one of my questions made it. They were able to answer it. And that question was,
how does a car like the GT3 fit into the electrification plans of Porsche? Frank.
Ooh.
and they said, and I know they mentioned this earlier as well, and I'm sure some of you out there might know about this, that Porsche is also working with contractors or suppliers or partners into developing synthetic fuels, which are not, let's just say they're more environment friendly. So that's one track that they're exploring, so that they would continue. That's my judgment right there, or that's my call probably. I'm thinking that's the plan, to continue making these naturally aspirated engines, the GT3s among them. So, well, we'll wait and see what's going to happen in the future for Porsche. But for now, the 7th generation Porsche 911 GT3 looks spot on, and let us know what you think.